At dawn, the air over the Eurotas Valley lies still, broken only by the sound of sandals on stone. In the austere city of Sparta, a king rises who will both embody and violate everything his people believe about order, discipline, and restraint. His name is Cleomenes I, and to later generations, he will be remembered not only as a formidable ruler, but as the Mad King of Sparta. Cleomenes is born into a system unlike any other in the Greek world. Sparta is governed by two kings at once, drawn from rival royal houses, a constitutional balance meant to prevent tyranny. Around them stands a web of institutions, the Gerousia of elders, the ephors elected annually, and the rigid social hierarchy that binds every Spartan male to the state from childhood. Obedience, self-control, and conformity are not virtues here. They are survival mechanisms. From this soil emerges a man who will repeatedly test how far Spartan institutions can bend before they break. When Cleomenes ascends the throne in the late 6th century BCE, the Greek world is restless. Tyrannies rise and fall. Persia presses westward. Old aristocracies strain against new political experiments. Sparta, traditionally conservative, finds itself unexpectedly cast as an arbiter of Greek affairs. Cleomenes does not inherit a passive role. From the beginning, he reveals a temperament that is forceful, impatient, and startlingly personal in its exercise of power. One of his earliest acts sets the tone. In neighboring Argos, long a bitter rival, Cleomenes leads a campaign marked by ruthless cunning. According to later sources, he tricks Argive soldiers into abandoning their position and then slaughters them near a sacred grove. Survivors who take refuge at a sanctuary are burned alive. Whether exaggerated or not, the story lingers because it captures something essential about Cleomenes, a willingness to violate custom, religion, and expectation in pursuit of victory. Even by the harsh standards of archaic warfare, the act shocks. Yet Cleomenes is not merely a brute. He understands power in its subtler forms. When Sparta intervenes in the affairs of Athens, he does so under the banner of liberation. The tyrant Hippias is expelled with Spartan help, and for a moment Cleomenes appears as the champion of Greek freedom. But the moment is fleeting. When Athens begins to shape its own political destiny through broader citizen participation, Cleomenes recoils. He favors oligarchs who promise order and obedience, not a restless democracy that might inspire similar ideas among Sparta's subject populations. It is here that Cleomenes reveals the paradox at the heart of his reign. He opposes tyranny in name but seeks control in practice. He claims to defend ancestral laws while bending them whenever they obstruct his will. His intervention in Athens becomes increasingly erratic, marching in with armies, withdrawing abruptly, attempting to install favored leaders, then abandoning them when resistance stiffens. Other Spartans begin to murmur that their king is acting alone, untethered from consensus or tradition. Religion, the glue of Greek political life, becomes another tool in Cleomenes' hands. When confronted by opposition at home, he turns to Delphi, the most revered oracle in the Greek world. Accusations soon arise that Cleomenes has bribed the Pythia to issue prophecies favorable to his cause, particularly against his royal colleague Demaratus. The charge is explosive. To manipulate Delphi is to tamper with the voice of Apollo himself. Whether the bribery occurred exactly as described is debated by historians, but the political outcome is clear. Demaratus is disgraced and deposed, and Cleomenes stands alone at the apex of Spartan power. For a time, his gamble succeeds, but Sparta is not built to tolerate singular dominance. The very mechanisms designed to restrain kings begin to close around him. His foreign policy grows unpredictable. His temper sharpens. Ancient writers note bouts of violent behavior and erratic decisions, hinting at a mind under strain. The Spartans, who prize emotional restraint above almost all else, begin to fear their own king. Then comes the fall. Cleomenes is accused of madness, a charge that in Sparta carries both political and moral weight. He is placed under guard, not executed but confined, an extraordinary step for a Spartan king. There, according to the most haunting account, he takes a knife and mutilates himself, slicing flesh from his own body until he dies. The story is horrifying, almost ritualistic in its brutality. Some later Greeks see divine punishment for impiety. Others suspect political murder disguised as insanity. The truth, like so much in Cleomenes' life, remains elusive. What cannot be denied is the aftermath. With Cleomenes gone, Sparta retreats into caution. His half-brother Leonidas will soon die heroically at Thermopylae, offering a far more palatable image of Spartan kingship to posterity. Cleomenes, by contrast, becomes a warning, a reminder that even in the most rigid system, individual will can strain institutions to their limits. Was Cleomenes truly mad? Ancient historians write with moral agendas, eager to explain political failure through personal vice. Modern scholars are more cautious. They see a man navigating unprecedented pressures, the rise of democracy, the threat of Persia, the demands of empire before empire is fully understood. Cleomenes may have been unstable, but he was also innovative, forceful, and terrifyingly effective. His tragedy lies in the fact that Sparta could not accommodate such a personality without tearing itself apart. In the end, Cleomenes I stands as one of the most unsettling figures of early Greek history. He is neither simple villain nor misunderstood hero. He is the embodiment of tension between order and ambition, tradition and change. In a society built on discipline, he pushed too far, too fast, and paid the ultimate price. The mad king of Sparta was not undone by enemies abroad, but by the very system he sought to command, and by the shadows within his own mind.